Hey, Mr. Weaver, it's Tyler Barron here with our semester summary. Man, this came quickly. Um, so this semester, definitely different for all of us. With everything going on, I've never done an online class until this semester, when obviously all our classes were. So it was a definitely a unique experience, and one I'll remember, especially for my first semester of college. So there were definitely ups and downs in all my classes, really, and things to take away, things to improve on, things I think I did well, and that's for all my classes, not just this one. Um, I know you said don't go week by week, so we'll try and keep a overview. There are a few weeks I want to point back to individually to talk about, kind of. Um, but overall, I would say my biggest takeaway from this class is the discussions. There were a lot of things that maybe I knew I agreed with, but I didn't already know. Like I hadn't really thought about certain things, and then your discussions had kind of made me think about them and realize I was like, oh yeah, I do agree with that, or I do think this, or maybe I don't agree quite right here, stuff like that, and it kind of helped me. I really enjoy discussions and talking to people, and not necessarily enjoy arguing, but just having a different opinion from somebody and discussing on why you think one way and why I think another way, and kind of seeing if we do find a middle ground, or are we completely different sides, and what and why. And I think the discussions here, a lot of them, or some of them at least, were topics where a lot of people had a lot of different views, and it was cool being able to respond to them, and say, yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying here. But I think you may be missing the point, or missing one aspect here at another spot. And I thought that was pretty cool, to be able to do that. I believe it was I want to say week 4. Um, yes, with multidimensional humanity. This was by far my favorite discussion. Um, the whole science, religion, politics being connected, but they're really completely separate, and so uh, they shouldn't be controversial, and science shouldn't affect politics and whatnot. And I thought that was a super cool article, mainly because when I read through everybody else's response, I mean, they were all so different, I feel, and I mean, mine was no different. Mine was also different from everybody else's, and so responding to people, and just kind of seeing where other people come through, because I've only lived one life, and I'll never live another person's life, and so there's no way for me to understand exactly what another person thinks, but uh, their their honest opinion of it can at least help contribute to that, and that was super cool to see. So I really did enjoy those discussions. Um, the other things I liked were Instructables. Obviously, I've had an Instructables account for a few years now, and Instructables is just a really cool place to either just find neat projects that you wish you could do, or find a project that you actually need to do. Got a whole bunch of different stuff on there, so that's really cool. Overall, what I learned from this class is, I mean, largely just be prepared in college, and just be ready to put a lot of work in. This is probably the class I did the most work in, maybe second to my chemistry class or something like that. But just a lot of the times I would read a discussion, and before I post it, I would spend a little bit thinking about it. That way I wasn't just thinking off the top of my head, oh, what do I want to say here, just to get this over with. So I think that's the one thing is, don't just get the work done, or don't just have the knowledge, but understand the knowledge and learn the knowledge, because there's a difference between knowing something and understanding something. I think that's what I took away from this class, is a lot of these things I knew, but I didn't understand. And this class really helped me to actually understand, and delve deep into those. So that was pretty cool. Um, let's see. The other things we did were some of your the neat resources and whatnot, as well as stuff like Tinkercad. Tinkercad was a unique experience for me, because I'm in high school. I had a 4-year engineering class, and I ended up already getting the certificate for my, I want to say CSWA, yeah, SolidWorks, the associates one. Um, and so a lot of that, like Tinkercad was pretty simple for me, but at the same time, it helped me to kind of revisit those fundamentals that I had kind of forgotten in between my junior year when I took the test and now. And so it really helped me with that, with embossing and debossing and all that. Um, SolidWorks is one of my favorite things. Back in high school, I really enjoyed that. I believe I got a 150 out of 155 on the test, or 155 out of 160, something like that. I only ended up missing one problem, and I just had so much fun with SolidWorks. And so after not using it for 2 or 3 years, going back to Tinkercad, which is at least somewhat similar and same idea as SolidWorks, was cool just to revisit that and get back to something I really enjoy. So that was cool. Let me go back here to the actual semester summary, see what else we wanted to talk about. Um, 12 to 15 minutes working on that. um, how did I learn it? Okay, so that was another thing because it was all online. It was a completely different learning style. It's not just take notes, reread your notes, study. It was do your own research and figure out why you think what you think. And if you don't understand something, do research ourselves to figure out how. And I thought that was a really cool way, because we are in college and we are adults now, or at least I would think so, most of us at least. And it's you need to be able to be independent and get things done like that. And so I think that style of learning, a lot of people, I know you said, weren't really used to it, and even I wasn't used to it, but that's also another part of life, is having to adapt. And so I think that this class really resembles that better than any other class I've been in, including the other ones this year. Because life isn't a point system. Life isn't just, oh yeah, you get a 10 out of 10. It's not that. Life is it is, if you're performing low in one area and really good in another area, you probably would get fired, from a job, possibly. Not necessarily, but that is how a lot of things work. And so I think your grading system of not using points and kind of self-evaluating and understanding, yeah, you have to do the work to achieve what you're going to get. I thought that was pretty cool and really relatable to what a lot of us have started to experience in real life, even though most of us are still fairly inexperienced, at least for the ones just out of high school. Um, what can I do with that learning? First and foremost, apply it to my next years. I mean, I'm only a freshman, so I need to be able to follow that into next semester as well as into my sophomore year of college and wherever I end up going for to a university for my 4 year degree. I'm planning on ASU or GCU, maybe Embry-Riddle. I'm not really sure yet, but regardless of where I end up going, applying what I've learned to the my future classes, will be probably the most important thing, um, other than applying them to my career once I am out of college. So I think that would probably be the biggest thing. The specific things that I might need to apply, um, obviously dedication and responsibility and just being self-aware, stuff like that. Understanding that you're not the only one relying on yourself, but other people are relying on you too. So group mates, and I think that is pretty important, whether it be coworkers or family or friends. There's always going to be people who need you, and I think this class kind of helped simulate that, in a way. And so I think being able to apply that, yeah, my group needs me to complete this by this day, and then we're going to talk about it and we're going to work together to complete the rest of it. Applying that to real life, whether it be chores for everyone in my family to do, and then by the end of it, we've all completed everything and our house is perfect, or whether it be another coworker thing, and maybe I end up getting an engineering job and we have to design a rocket ship, and I'm designing one part of that rocket ship, and if my coworkers don't do their job or I don't do mine, that rocket ship ain't gonna fly. And so I think that's a big thing to keep in mind. Um, I'm trying to think of what else that was pretty important, that I learned. Probably come back to that. Um, as for the grade I earned, let me pause here real quick. All right, sorry about that. I had to pause for a second. I wanted to go reread the syllabus before I made my case for the grade I earned, and I'm glad I did. Guess I've been making a mistake. Um, so I'll start with the first two categories of the discussions, as well as the I believe it was activities. Actually, I'll reopen it up real quick. Discussions, I think I was an A. I did every discussion. I believe I responded at least once or twice on almost every single one. I may have missed one, but I believe I was still in that 95 percent category, I would say. Um, and I mean, I read every discussion. I had a lot of fun talking to those, like I said in the first part. Um, and then the other one was, let's see here. Um, for weekly summaries, I do believe I missed one the week my mom got her surgery, and I am sorry about that. Like you said, there's a lot going on right now. I, I I don't really remember much of it. I probably just blanked on one eye. I'm sorry about that. Um, I think I still have a case for an A because of the fact um, that I still did every single one, and in all of them, I was doing what it requested, the describing what I learned, a connection of what I had already known, as well as connecting it to my life. I did that in all of the other six or yeah, six, I believe, weekly summaries, um, where I realized I made the mistakes. Sorry, gotta calm down. Um, I did not realize at all the wait. Yeah, I okay. So the neat resources, I may have completely messed up on that. I'm not. I'm a little confused on what it's asking for because I didn't realize that I thought the resources were just to look at first, and I believe I did mention them in some of my weekly summaries, but I didn't know about this. I must have skipped over it. I must have not known. Um, it's completely my fault. I hadn't been doing that, um, and I because of that, based on these, it's probably a C is what I deserve. Um, I I'll write you an email after this requesting this. I'll mention it here too. I'm hoping I can do them all now and submit them. I could submit them tonight by tomorrow, something like that. I'll go back and relook at all the resources and do that and what I liked about them and how they helped me or how they improve my learning because I would really like an A in this class, especially being an honor student. I need to get those high grades and so I'm really torn on that one. I can't believe I missed that and it's been all semester. Um, I remember that around week three-ish, you had sent us all a message saying that things were going weird, and then I remember it was um, towards down here. You mentioned that if if one of us was doing something incorrectly or one of us was way off, that you would reach out. Um, and I never heard anything, and so I just thought I was on track for the A that I had said I wanted at the very beginning. So I went ahead and paused and found that clip. Only got 50 seconds before it cuts off. So basically, what it was right here where you said where I am at, where am I at in terms of what I've already done this class? Like, could you provide feedback this far? And it just you had mentioned that if you're messing up or not participating, you'll reach out. And I'm not blaming you. This is on me. I just I never heard anything, and so this whole time I've just thought I was on track for that A that I requested. Um, so that's pretty much it for the semester summary. I believe I've earned an A in the other two categories. This category, I'll reach out to you, and hopefully I can make this up because I would really like an A. But that's it. Hopefully we have a good rest of the semester. Talk to you soon. Bye.